we will be rolling. Here we go. Okay, there we are. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga with Purpose. And our with purpose today is stabilization of the shoulders and the hips. So if you think about our torso, the middle of our body that's responsible for sustaining our spine, moving side to side, forward and back, everything that we do with our torso and our core is very important. But the way that we attach our limbs to that is extremely important. So the shoulder joints and the hip joints, they have a lot of mobility, right? We can make big circles. So a lot of mobility in these joints. It's not great if we have too much mobility because we also want to have stability. So we want to work all the muscles that are around the shoulders in every direction that the shoulder moves. Same thing with the hip, forward, side, back, inner, outer. And that's going to create stability of those joints. So that's our purpose today. What I have is a small ball. I have a yoga block, and then I have two of my resistance bands, lighter for the upper body and heavier for the lower body as we work stability of the joints of the shoulders and the hips. Now, we also need to have stability in our wrists and ankles too, right? So let's just come to our mountain pose stance. And then if you just bend your knees a little bit, feel your ankles kind of stretching there and then come up. So all I want you to do, we're getting knees and hips too, but think about a little bit of flexibility in your ankles. And then hands, fingers up, fingers down. We're just focusing on some mobility of the joints that need to support us when we're standing on our feet, the ankles, knees, and hips. And when we have our hands on the ground, it's our wrists, and eventually we'll get to the elbows and shoulders. And then, of course, we're thinking about really good posture. So with every movement that we do today, I want you to check in and make sure before you begin that your head's not out of alignment, your shoulders are down and back, and you're feeling really, really tall through the spine, and your abdominals engaged. Great, two more. And one more. Good. Now reach the arms forward. Notice my hands are not up. They're just right in front of my shoulders. And I want you to pull your elbows back to squeeze your shoulder blades and press forward. And then add that bend of the knee. Pull back and press forward. I have my wrists flexed, and I want you to imagine that you're on your hands in a plank position. And we're working that mobility of the shoulder forward and back. And whenever we're on our hands, for the most part, unless it's a different type of pose that I'm cueing for you, we want to have the wrists and the elbows and the shoulders in a straight line when the arms are extended out. And then we can add some breathing here, inhaling when the hands come back, exhaling to press forward. Two more. And one more. Okay, arms down. Create a little bit of a stride stance or split stance. Both heels are down. Take the right arm forward, and then the left arm lifts. So these are our arm swings. And when the right arm comes up, I want you to bend those knees down and up. Good. So a lot of our mobility exercises, we really want to get some synovial fluid into the joint capsule. It's like oiling our car, putting oil in the car. If we don't have any oil in the car, it's not going to run really well. We want to have that oil in the joints. 3 and 2 and 1. Then come down and bend those knees, hold. Reach the right arm forward with a flat palm as the left hand is back with a fist, and then switch. Fist with the right hand, fist with the left hand. And then rotate your shoulders. So you're pushing with the front hand, you're pulling with the back hand. You're creating some rotation of the spine. You're down with the knees bent, so you feel just a nice little bit of work in your legs, your quads and glutes, and a little bitty stretch in the back ankle. Now I want you to add the exhale with the right arm pushing, then inhale, and inhale. Good, 3 more. Flat palm and a fist, 2, and 1. Great job. Come up and switch your stance. Left foot is slightly in front of the right. And then we're going to bend our knees down and up. Good. Now start to swing the arms. When you're down, the right arm is up. When you're up, the left arm is up. Down and up. And as always with LisaBug classes, you're just checking in to see what works good for you, because what I'm giving you are just nice suggestions, and then you can go with it and modify as needed. And then you're listening and feeling. And so I am listening and feeling to my back ankle, and this one feels tighter for me than it did on the other side. It's just kind of something interesting to note. 2 more. 1 more. And then hold that knee bend down. Our left palm pushes forward while our right arm makes a fist, and then we switch. Switch. Good. So if my brain is working properly this morning, which it not always is, we should be doing the opposite of what we did on the other side. So with your breathing now, you're going to exhale when you push left, and inhale, exhale. Good. And when you exhale, you're really tightening up the abdominal muscles. 4 more here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great job. Come all the way up. Take your feet nice and wide. Ballet squat to a side bend. So bend those knees, bring the arms down, out, and then side stretch. We're going to go nice and slow. And stretch. Good. Just shaking off anything that feels tight and gripping in our body today. And using our breathing with this. Inhale. Good. 2 more on each side. This is one of those movements I could do all day long. It just is so nice. 1 more each side. Well, maybe not all day. It would get boring. And last one. Good job. And side stretch. Excellent. Okay, walk your feet together. I'd like for you to collect your light band. So I have my blue today, but your green also will work nicely, or if you have different styles of bands. So what I want you to do is flex your wrists. I'm going to come a little closer to the camera. So you have your wrists flexed, and your elbows are bent a little bit. Your hands are a little lower than your shoulders. So your right arm is going to be your stabilizer arm. You're not going to move your right arm. And I just want you to start to press the band in different directions with your left arm only. So you're just going to take and vary it. And I have my hands open. I tend to do that rather than to grip the band with my fingers, but either way is okay. So your right arm is not moving, it's in stabilization. While your left arm, you're just going various directions with a gentle push out, down, up. You can even make a little circle around both directions. We're going to do this for another 20 seconds. And you don't have to make this big. It's just enough to activate the muscles. And I am feeling that activation. Wow. Feel a lot of pectoral, triceps, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Wonderful. Take a couple shoulder rolls. Just release any tension. Sometimes when we're doing that type of exercise, we start to just hunch up. So let everything relax. Take a couple breaths. And then just flex your wrists like you're on your hands in a plank position. Your left arm is your stabilizer. And let's go various directions with the right arm. Knowing that this arm could be totally different in what it's able to do. And that's absolutely fine. And equally focus on that the left arm is doing nothing than stabilizing. So I want you to think about, okay, it's really rock solid right here. My elbow is in toward my waist. We can add some little half circles around. The second side tires out faster. You may have noticed because it did all that stabilization. We have 20 seconds left on this side. If you need less, take less, or take a break and come back into it. Good. These are also nicely done up against a wall. So I would have my left hand on the wall. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good. Just take that band and bring it behind your back and go ahead and loop your hands through it and give yourself just a nice stretch here. So I'm not really actively pulling out. I'm just pressing into the band and opening my heart. And then I just want you to move your head in various directions. So you can turn right and left. You can bring one ear to the shoulder and side bend your neck. You can do some little half circles. So just whatever is working. Ooh, there's a little spot right there. And you just got a little bitty pressure on the band behind you. So we're working on stretching the chest and shoulders, mobility of the neck, but we're working on stability of the shoulder joint because we're pressing just gently into that band there. Let's do about 15 more seconds of head movement. And you could do this with a yoga strap also or a hand towel. And 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and relax. I don't know about you, but I feel like my shoulders have been worked. Let's set our band down. And I'd like for you to collect your ball. If you need a wall for balance, please use a wall as well or a chair. And we're going to take the ball in between the thighs. I know our balls are all different sizes and shapes and amount of air in them, so it'll all look a little different for everybody. And then I just want you to rock over onto your right foot so my left heel is lifting up, and then rock over to your left foot, lift your right heel. So we're just going to feel our body's center of gravity shifting, and we're squeezing our inner thighs a little bit, bracing through the adductors. And you can also engage the muscles of your pelvic floor. So that's nice to add whenever we're focusing on inner thighs. Now, next time you come over to the right, we're going to hold on this side. See if you can lift your foot up off the floor. And then shift over to the left. Pick your foot up off the floor. Good. We'll do that one more time each side. You can do anything you want with your arms, Hands again on a chair or wall if you need, or hands at heart center, or up into starfish balance. Okay, so if we're good with that, let's move along to the next layer. So we shift over into the right foot, we lift the left, and we're going to squeeze into the ball 5 times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Woo, place that foot down. I felt a lot in my standing leg ankle. Okay, let's go. Lift up that right leg, squeeze into the ball. 5, 4. My big toe needs to touch the floor on this one. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, one more sequence. Switch to the right, lift the foot, 1 squeeze, and then set it down. Switch to the left, lift the foot, 1 squeeze. To the right, lift the foot, 1 squeeze. How are we doing with this? Something different than we have tried before. Whoop, just about lost it. Okay, 1 more each side. Shift to the right and squeeze. And then shift to the left and squeeze. Boy, my balance really shows up differently from one side to the other. Okay, so now I want you to press into the ball with the palms of the hands, shift to the right, lift up the foot, and lift it out 5 times. 4, 3, again, a chair if you need. 2, 1. Great, shift to the other foot, lift, 5, 4, press into the ball with your hands, tighten your pecs. 2, 1. Okay, 1 lift. Shift to the right. We go. Shift to the left and up. Good. Now with this, I want to add a level with a chair pose. So come down into chair, reach the ball forward, pull it back in as you shift your weight to the right foot, lift the left. Sit into chair, pull it in, squeeze the ball, shift your weight and lift. Good. And reach. Now I want you to remember this exercise for later because we're going to do it again with the option of having our resistance band around our thighs. But notice you still get a lot of work without the resistance band. Would you agree? I'm definitely feeling it. Last one to the left side, lifting the right leg. And relax. Great job. Set your ball down. Come down onto the floor on your hands and knees. I'll give you some time to get there. I mentioned on Tuesday that, we've been really working on planks a lot, which I want to continue. But I also want to start working on push-ups and getting our upper body stronger with these body weight exercises. So what we're going to do is just coming to our hands and knees. I want you to set your right forearm down on the floor, then your left, then use your right hand to push back up and set your left hand down. So we go right elbow down, left elbow down, push with the right hand to come up, set the left hand down. Now just go at your pace, right, left, right, left. And think about the stability of your shoulder. You want to have your shoulder in alignment with your elbow when you're down and in alignment with your wrist when you're up. So we'll do 3 more. This is great strength training for our triceps and our shoulders. 2 more. 1 more. Up and up. Take a break, maybe a child's pose. Arms can be out ahead of you, behind you. Just give yourself a little bit of a rest there. Take a couple of deep breaths, and then we'll do the reverse of this sequence. So we did this from hands and knees, which is, I would say, the level 1 version. So let's come up and do that again. To advance it up, we would take our knees back behind us a little bit more and be more in a kneeling plank. But let's do it the same way we just did. So left elbow comes down to the floor, then the right. Push up with the left, set the right one down. And push and push. Now, if your shoulders really are not liking this exercise can be done up against the wall for sure. And you'll still get a lot of the same strength training we're going for without as much pressure into your shoulders. Keep your abdominals engaged. Keep your head position neutral, going at your own pace. Let's get 4 more down and up. So with the hand that is pushing up, you're getting a little one-arm push-up to some degree. And then when you're going down, the other side is getting a reverse push-up. I think we have 1 more. Down, down, up, up, and then take a break in a child's pose. Maybe roll out your wrists a little bit and breathe. Okay, let's come up to the feet by coming into down dog first. You can always use your chair for down dog. Let's stretch out the backs of the legs. Walk the dog by pedaling out your feet. You're bending 1 knee at a time, stretching, stretching. And then when you're ready, either walk your hands to your feet to your hands, or a little bit of both, so that you come into a forward fold. Let your knees bend. You can hold on to your legs. You can grab your elbows. Whatever feels great here, just to relax for a couple more breaths. You can sway a little side to side. And then bring your hands to your hips with a straight back. Rise up. Great job. Okay, if you have a yoga block, I would like for you to place it on the floor back behind where you're going to be standing. So I'm going to put it right here, but I'm going to be standing in front of it a little bit. So we all know the exercise called the clamshell, right? We usually do it on our side. Our knees are bent. We keep our feet together and we're opening and closing. There's a much better way to do clamshell for stability of the hips, and that's standing up. So use a chair for balance if you need to. You're going to look down at that block behind you and put your right foot on it. So I want your knees to be pretty level here and your legs fairly close together. So where we're going with this is we are going to open our knee out, and our foot, the ball of our foot, just pivots on that block. So your foot is not moving, and we are using these deep external rotators of the right hip into the piriformis. And we're doing it without the band first because I want you to get used to the movement. I'm feeling a lot of work already, both on my stabilizing hip as well as my moving hip, my mobility hip. So if you are, you don't even have to add your band. Let's do 2 more of these. I was hoping for about 10, probably got that many. And 1 more. Great job. Come up. Oh, yes, this side definitely was feeling it. Okay, so let's try on the other side. So you're standing with your right foot in front of the block. Look down, make sure you know where it is. Put your foot back there on it. Try to keep your knees squared with each other. And then we rotate out and in. Good job. So it's this outside medial glute that we're paying extra attention to. And if that area of our glute is weak, then our stability of our hips will be compromised. So we want that nice and strong. Zip up the core. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. It's a great way to do a clamshell, but also work on stability of the opposite hip. So now your choice, move your block out of the way, we'll come back to that in a second, is to place your band on your thighs. So I have my red, it's a heavy. And if you need to sit down in a chair to do that, feel free to. And I always like to bring it up above my knees because it bypasses that knee joint so I don't have a lot of pressure on the knee. And then you've got your ball. So remember this one we did. We pressed into the ball to activate the chest muscles. We are going to squat. Make sure the band doesn't pull your knees together. So you're slightly pushing out against the band. Come up, shift your body weight into your right foot, lift your left foot once. And then come down, chair, up, and starfish. It takes a couple to really allow your brain and your body to connect with what you need to do to keep your balance. And then if you need a chair, set your ball down and just put your fingertips on a chair for support. This is a lot of hip stability. And we've got mobility as well, but it's not a big leg raise. Press into the ball again. So I want you to feel your core really active. Ooh. Down and up. 2 more on each leg. Good job. 1 more each leg. Oh, no, this is the second one of the 2. Okay, now 1 more each leg. I think that was wishful thinking on my brain. And up. Now let's hold our chair pose, press into the ball, breathe. Now, if you'd like to work some shoulder mobility, we are going to hold the ball in the right hand. And then as you stand up out of chair, bring the ball behind you and place it in the left hand, and then come down. So decide if this feels okay for you to do this exercise for the shoulder. And you can modify it any way that you need to today. Open the chest. And when you pass the ball into your hand, squeeze it with your fingers. Take advantage of that extra finger strengthening, grip strengthening. 3. Are your knees tracking? Or is the band pushing you into knock knee? 2. And 1. Hold. And then we'll add the circle to the other direction. So with the left hand, rise up, pass it behind the back. We could get really fancy with this. I'm not going to. But we could add the side leg raise, couldn't we? That would be a lot. Good. And up. But hey, if you want to, you're at home. Go ahead and go for it. We have 3. And 2. Squeezing your glutes when you come up. 1 more. Holding chair pose, press into the ball, push and release. 10, 9, 8, pec muscles. 7, lats. 6, 5, 4, 3, hip stability as well. 2 and 1, and come up. Okay, we are going to do that standing clamshell again. So very carefully, because you have the band around the thighs, we're going to bring the block back down to the floor behind the right leg. Use a chair for balance if you need. Look back there. Take a look where the block is. Put your foot on it. And then a little bend in this stabilizing leg. Abs pulled in, and we rotate out. 10, 9, 8. We might not be going as far with the band. 7. But it's not about range of motion. It's about activating this muscle. 5. Oh boy. 4. Standing leg is really feeling it. 3. 2. And 1. Great job. Carefully step in, pause, check in, maybe move your hips a little bit side to side. My physical therapist, before I had my hip replacements, gave me that exercise, but instead of my foot on a block, I had it up on a wall behind me. That worked out really good as well. So that's a great option for this. Okay, let's get our left foot on the block. Take your time. Make sure you have your balance. Use a prop if you need in front of you. Rotate it out. 10. So your pelvis isn't moving, right? Say yes. It's not. No, it's not. Because we don't want to go like that. So keep this stable. 5. You have 5 more. 6. 7. Great for hip stabilization. 8. 9. And 10. Rise up and relax. Take about 30 seconds to do anything that you feel like you need to do and to slip your band off. Down it goes. It comes off easier than it came on. Okay, so now I want to go back to shoulder stabilization. Okay, so coming down back on your hands and knees, or if you want to do the wall, and we are going to work on our kneeling push-up, or in yoga we call it chaturanga. So first of all, I just want you to come to your hands and knees. Send your right leg straight back. Maybe I should turn this way since I have my chair behind me. Send your right leg back like you're doing a part of a bird dog. So right leg is back. Then let's bring the right knee into chest and round your back like cat and look towards your belly. That's your exhale. Inhale to send the leg back. And then just check to make sure you have stable shoulder girdle. Your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. They're not back under you this way. They're not out ahead of you this way, but you've got them pretty well squared right under your shoulders. And we'll bring it in and bring it out. So our level 1, we're going to stay with this, mobilizing the spine. Level 2, when the leg goes out, you're going to bend your elbows a little bit, and they're coming back toward the back of the room. And then you push up and pull the knee into chest. Extend. Now you can decide how far down you want to go, but a small one is just fine. You don't have to come all the way down. And we have 3 more. Chest and shoulder strength. 2. 2 more. Now notice my shoulders do come over my wrists a little bit here because they have to do that in a push-up. 1 more time. Chaturanga. And then set that knee down. We're going to do a thread the needle in between sides. So lift the right elbow or arm up. Then exhale, thread through, relax. Left arm can reach up, or you can wrap it behind your back. Both are great releases for your shoulders. Whew, that really brought my breathing rate up. Those push-ups are so good for our body, but we have to be careful if we do have any shoulder problems to modify for. Okay, so we have to do a little push-up, don't we, with this left hand. So we bring it under the shoulder and we push, lift the arm back up, either elbow or full arm, and then set it down on the ground, and we'll do our other side, thread the needle. Left elbow comes up, or arm, and reach it through. Right hand can go up to the top of your mat or wrap behind your back. And just soften through your breathing. Because we have that other side to do of our bird dog to our chaturanga. Okay, use your right arm to press yourself up nice and strong. Push. Great job. And then come back to hands and knees. Now remember, you can make fists for wrists. If your wrists are bothering you, come up onto your fists, or holding hand weights works well also. So send your left leg back, tighten your glute, and then pull your knee in towards you, round your back like cat, open up the rear of your spine. Inhale to take the leg back. Exhale to pull it in. This is our level 1, so we can just keep going with this, maintaining shoulder stability. Or inhale the leg back, dive forward, bending your elbows any amount, push back up, and bring knee to chest. We have 5 repetitions. And if this is even a little tiny elbow bend, that's okay. Then push it up and come in. 4. 3. Make sure your elbows aren't popping out to the sides. They're coming back towards your hips. 2. 1 more. And then lower that knee down. Take a recovery pose, maybe child. Maybe roll your wrists out a little bit. A couple more deep breaths. Okay, we're going to work on shoulder stability with a side plank. So if you come up, bring one of your knees forward. It doesn't matter which one. You might want to bring the knee that's further away from your camera so that when you turn out, you can face the screen. So we're down on our knee. The other leg is extended out. So notice, depending on where my body center of gravity is, I don't have to put any weight on my hand at all. So you might just want to tense your fingertips and make sure that your wrist and your shoulder and your elbow are in an alignment, and hold your side plank. So this is a nice option. If you want to take a little bit more weight into that shoulder, bring your hand down, and then we can lift and lower the top leg, or just hold it up there. We're going to do a 30-second side plank. Good, and it's all up to you how much weight you're bearing into your arm. 10 seconds. Top arm can do whatever you'd like for comfort of the shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg down. Come back to all fours. We'll go to the other side, but I'm going to turn around so I can still face the screen and my phone to see our timer. So our other knee is to the front. We kind of kick our ankle out behind us a little bit, and we can come up into this one where I have no weight on my hand, but feel how much your core is really activating here, a lot. And then depending on the health of this shoulder, you can set it down a little more. Make sure the shoulder, elbow, and wrist are in a pretty straight line. And we can abduct the hip, working on the medial glute for hip stability, or we can hold it up. And this is our 30 seconds. Breathing. Now your head can be rotating up, it can rotate down, but what I don't want you to do is drop your chin toward your chest. That's going to bring your head out of alignment. So keep that little L space. 10 seconds. Breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back to all fours. Take a break. Any counter pose you'd like to do. So we have lifted our leg in various directions, mostly to the back and to the side. But we also need to strengthen the hip by lifting the leg to the front. So I want you to come to a seated position and then have your block. It's just an option. You don't have to use the block for this exercise. Now you know your block has 3 different heights, right? Low, medium, high. So probably put it on low or medium. And that block is going to be out in front of you. And you're going to straddle your legs. So the block is in the middle. I'm going to put mine on medium. Now with this exercise, you can just take your hands here and lean back a little bit using your core. Or you can put your fingers behind you a little bit, coming into chest expansion and giving yourself a little support. So what we're going to do is lift the right leg up and bring it over the block. So now it's on the same side of the block as your left leg, and then take it up and back around. We're going to do 10 of those, up and over. 1 and 2. Now, if this is bothering your lower back, couple things you can do. You can bend the left knee. You can also bend the right knee a little bit. Really nice neutral spine. 5 more. You don't have to lift it high. I'm just going up and over the block. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bend both knees wide, sit straight up, reach your upper body through, almost like you're doing a happy baby. So I have my feet wide, trying to snuggle my shoulders up through my inner part of my knees. This is going to relax your low back really nicely. So we're at the place where we have good news and bad news, and they're both the same. We have one more side to go. That's the good news. We only have one more. That's the bad news. We have one more. So let's sit up, extend your legs or keep them bent if you need to. Use your hands for support or not. Lean back a little bit. Lift the left leg up and over. 10, 9, 8. Your quad is really working here. 7. Your iliopsoas. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then bend those knees, sit forward, and stretch through. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to give you one more set. Oh, but Lisa, you said we only had one more side. Darn. Well, that was true. But we're going to add one more level. So this one's going to have a couple of different options depending on what's working best for you. We're going to alternate legs. So the right one comes over, then the left one comes over. You can lay down on your back and do some of these too if you're really just finding that this is hard. Or we can bring both legs over and both legs over. Now that's pretty hard for me, so I'm going to stay with the single and alternate. So let's just do 20 seconds. I'm not going to count reps, just 20 seconds. Have your hands behind you or even lay back on your elbows. I can do both legs from my elbows. That works. Good, 10 seconds. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straddle it, come up, bend your knees, stretch through. Wow, that was challenging. Now I want to do some windshield wipers. If you want to do them sitting up, you can do some seated windshield wipers. I'm going to lay down on my back and bring those knees and feet wide and just drop. Oh, yes. The body needed that after that last set. So when we were doing those straight leg raises, we were really working the front of the thighs, the quad, and the hip flexor. And these windshield wipers just help us to ease out any tension in the muscle that we may have built from doing that action. Couple more each side, and you're rotating from one hip to the other. Great job. Okay, walk your feet in. We're going to take our right leg up and see if you can hold behind your thigh. If that's difficult, you can wrap your yoga strap or a hand towel behind your leg because I want you to be able to push against it. So what we're going to do is a PNF stretch. So push into your hand with your leg vigorously. Push, push, push. So you're really activating the muscles, and it's affecting the way I'm talking because I'm pushing pretty hard. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that tension and then bring your leg in toward you a little more. We're only going to do 2 on each side because we're doing a pretty vigorous contract release. Okay, get ready for the next set. So hold behind your leg. I have my fingers intertwined so I can really get a good strong grip and push. Now, not only am I getting activation of the muscles of the legs, but my upper body muscles are also really working. Chest, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Stretch in. This is a great one to do up against a wall with your foot. So say you have a doorway space and you laid down and you would have your foot against the wall and your leg through the doorway. Does that make sense? And then you could push into the wall and you wouldn't have to use your upper body strength. Okay, let's do that same thing on the other side. Left leg is up. Now you can bend your knee as much as you need to be able to get a hold of your leg here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, vigorously push. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Breathing. 4, 3, 2. Relax. Whew, and stretch that leg in toward you. So this is I mentioned a PNF stretch. That stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitated stretching. And it's basically a brain trick. When we contract those muscles really hard, then our body extremely relaxes when we're done so we can get a better stretch. Let's do one more set. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, push. 10, 9, 8, 7, abs tight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come in and stretch. Ooh, did you guys breathe through that contraction? I think the only reason I did is because I was counting aloud. Okay, so we're going to do this again, but I want you to roll up to seated. So take your time to come up. How are we going to do this sitting up? Well, I will show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see, we did our right leg first. So let's do our right leg again. So I have my right leg straight. I have my left knee bent. My hands are behind me, and I'm actually going to lift my bottom off the floor and push my right leg down into the earth for 10 seconds. So let's lift yourself up and push down with that right leg. 10, 9, 8. I'm really using my right leg. I'm not using my left one at all. 6, 5, push down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit. Let this knee open and then stretch. You can use your yoga strap or your stretchy band to help give you a little bit of mobility here. And again, we're going to do 2 on each side. Now, if that really bothers your wrists to do that plank, you can still kind of lean back a little bit without the use of your hands and push your leg down into the floor. As long as you can get some contraction of the muscle, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so let's try it again. Lean back a little bit, open up your chest, lift your bottom off the floor, push your right leg down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your seat. I'm going to give you 2 different options for your stretch. You can open your knee out again like we just did, or you can cross your leg over. This is cow face. And then take your hamstring stretch here. This one for me is much more intense. The reason being, this knee is pushing my leg down and it's making me keep it really straight. Whew. Couple more breaths. All right, and come up. So only 2 more rounds on the left leg. So we'll bend the right knee, reach the hands back, lift your seat up off the floor, push your left leg down into the earth. 10, 9, and I'm just lifting my right leg so that I know in my mind I'm not using it, but you don't have to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your bottom. Open your right knee out to the side and stretch. And breathe. Good job. Take advantage of this PNF tricking of the brain to get a little bit more range of motion. Okay, our final one. Set that right knee down or foot down, reach back, lift the bottom a little bit and push your left heel down into the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your seat. Either let your knee open as you did before or cross the knee over and stretch. Our last hamstring stretch here. Breathe, relax, release, surrender to the stretch. When I said that, my upper body just went forward more. It's almost like my words, my brain heard my words, surrender, and my body just let go. Sometimes when you speak things out loud to yourself, Your brain believes you. Okay, let's release that stretch. Come to a comfortable seat for just a couple of moments of seated meditation, any position you'd like. Perhaps sit up on a block or a blanket. And then let's come into what's called the Padma Mudra or the Lotus Mudra. So we put the heels of our hands together and we touch our thumbs and our pinky fingers and we let the rest of them be all open. We bring this to our chest. So I love this mudra because it works a couple of different ways. We can think about it as having this open vessel by our heart to receive love and joy and peace, or we can send the love and joy and peace out of this vessel to the world, and it can go both directions. So let's just hold that Padma Mudra, sitting with a tall spine, eyes are closed for just a moment. Just bringing your awareness to what this means to you, either giving or receiving of love and joy and peace. And the love, the joy, and the peace that reside within my heart and my Lotus Mudra, my Padma Mudra, honors the love and joy and peace in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope we can stay for a chit chat today, and Jitsi will be respective of us and keep us online. I'll turn our recording off and let's see how you did today. And if you have to scoot, I understand. I'll see you next time.